Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our demo kitchen. We're going to do some peach salsa. So what I have is some rinsed off bell pepper. And I'm going to use one of my kitchen gadgets to dice the pepper. This is called a quick slice, and the other one that looks like a mandolin is called a simple slice. So now I have my bell peppers, and I'm going to place them in here, line it up with the lines inside the box, and then I'm going to depress, and what it does, it juliennes or cuts into strips our peppers. And so now I'm going to take our peppers and put them in the opposite direction of the lines, and you'll see the lines inside the box right here. Turn and then press, and it gives me a dice of pepper. I'm going to keep doing this with our peppers until I have them all done. So in our bowl, you'll see that we have our diced peppers. In here, scoop this down so you can see we have our diced peppers in here. And so now we're ready to do our onion. And we're not going to use a lot of onion because, again, onions can be aggressive. We remove the outer skin from the onion. And remember, the more bruising that we do to the onion, the more you're going to cry. So keep that in mind. Line up our onion, same way we did our pepper. Pick up our pieces. And then we pour our diced onion into our bowl, like so. And then we repeat the process with our other onion. Line it up with the lines. Slice it, come up. Turn them in the opposite direction. And then slice. And then pour it in. Alright, so the last thing we have to do is our jalapeno prep. And we're not going to use that much jalapeno, but we do want to have it so that we have a hint of heat in our salsa. A couple pieces of onion didn't, one of our onions didn't fully chop. And that's just a quick fix. Put that into our bowl. And then we have our jalapeno. only going to use half of it. I'm going to take a few of the seeds and put them in here directly, just a few. But I'm going to remove the membrane. And remember, when you're handling raw jalapeno, you want to wash your hands immediately after. So that way, nothing burns down the road. Okay, and our jalapeno gets put into our salsa. All right, so the last thing that we're going to do is blanch our peaches. We're going to actually peel them. So what I need to do is get them washed and ready for us to use. And so I'll be right back. All right, so at this stage we have our peaches washed off, and we're going to remove the outer skin. Now, one thing that you could do, you could blanch them and remove the skin that way, but I'm just going to take a nice paring knife and do it that way. And if we're lucky, the skin comes off a little bit easier. Now, these are clean peaches. These are the peaches you get at the first part of the season. So that means that they are harder to remove from the pit. But we're going to be patient, hopefully, and we'll get nice chunks out of our peaches as we slice our peaches. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the rest of the skin from these peaches, like this. And these have been easy to remove, so we've gotten, knock on wood, the rest of them will be this easy. So now we have our peaches peeled, and we're going to take our paring knife and we're going to slice our peaches. Like so. And we're going to keep doing this until we get all of our peaches off of the pit. And then we're going to add them to our veggies. And again, remember, these are cling peaches, so they're going to cling to that pit for dear life. When we get in, like I said, when we get later into the season, the peaches are freestone, so they don't hold on to that pit. And they just fall off which makes it a lot easier to do this process. And so I'll use, like I said, I'll use the Freestone peaches when I do the peaches and syrup a little bit later this summer season. So we'll keep doing this. So now we're going to add our cilantro. So what I like to do is just kind of remove as much of the stems as possible from the cilantro leaves. To some people, cilantro tastes like soap. For the longest time, it tasted like soap to me, but I've just kind of grown accustomed to it here recently. You know, they say as you get older, your taste buds change, so maybe that's just one of those factors for me. Because when I was a kid, I hated beans, but as an adult, I love me some beans. So, like I said, again, we're separating the stems from the cilantro. And we're just going to do a really rough chop on the cilantro. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to make sure that we know that there's a presence of cilantro in our salsa. And then we're going to gather the rest of our ingredients. We're going to add some vinegar, we're going to add some brown sugar, we're going to add some spices to it. So it'll probably more end up being like a chutney style salsa when it's all said and done because of the vinegar. However, we're not putting nuts in it. So like I said, just a nice little rough chop on here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get set up so we can start preparing our salsa.